Well, I just did something that I say I don't do. I've done a retake. This is actually a retake that I made, of the scene that I did, well over an hour ago. We're getting a late start today. Spent quite a bit of time down in my workshop this morning and working on that table and finishing it off and sanding the edges smooth and gluing down the cutting mat and stuff like that. I've got it up in the kitchen right now. And maybe I'll show it to you later. This, by the way, this episode is going to be really short. You probably picked up on that. But where was I going here? We've turned the page from step 70. We're in step 71. We got a bunch of photo etch to get. I had mentioned in scene number 1, the first time I shot this scene, that I didn't know if I was going to be soldering the photo etch together, and then I'm not discouraged or anything here. We're getting off to a really bad start on today, my official 75th birthday. I mean, today I'm actually 75. I know as much as 2 months ago I'd say something to the effect of, I'm going on 75, and I'd talk about 75, but today I'm actually officially 75. Now, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Anyway, we did get these little parts here, and I did clean them up. And I've already shot the second scene. Yeah, I just, it's going to be one really disjointed episode today. Don't know what to tell you. I apologize. It's just the way it's going to go. Let's just get on and try and make the most of a really bad situation here. I mean, I've never had this before where I accidentally lost a scene. I went and I Googled how do you recover a file out of an SD card and stuff like that. Well, you can download software to do it and so on. I didn't want to get into that. So look at the time, 1:26 in the afternoon, and we're just doing the opening scene here. I mean, good grief. Okay. We need H1 and H2, and a moment ago I was talking about I didn't know if I was going to be soldering the photo etch on. Well, obviously it's plastic. I won't be soldering it. Now the detail where those photo etch pieces get glued on is all on the underside. This is actually the underside. And yeah, we're not going to see that detail. At least I don't think we will. And it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 9. I believe there are 9 different little pieces of triangular shaped photo etch they were going to have to get here to glue in there. So I'm going to have to get 9 separate little tuna fish tins going here so I don't get them mixed up, because some of them might be very similar, but obviously each one is slightly different. Earlier this morning I went out and checked our bird feeder. I've done this several times now. The seeds are going down, but very slow. And I think I've indicated I'm very surprised they're not going down faster than they are. Well, at least one little bird did later on come by. Yeah. Okay. This is the C fret, and the pieces we need are right here. There's only one of each, so we don't want to be making any mistakes. And as you can see, I've got my little tins all labeled and ready to go to drop each one in. But I think what I'm going to be doing is doing that later, probably off camera. There might be a rollback tomorrow. I'll take you into the kitchen and I'll show you the table that I was working on down in the basement. But that's going to be about it. Okay, this should look familiar. I didn't weigh it to see how heavy it is, but I'm guessing 35, 40 pounds. And these are these legs that I showed you downstairs that used to be on the bottom of the model table. Okay, see if I can turn this up without hurting my back here now. Alright, this is the cutting mat that I was showing you, what was it, about a week ago? Actually, there's two of them. Got them glued on. I glued them on earlier this morning. I used, anybody who's in woodworking, I used Tight Bond glue, Tight Bond 3 glue. Yeah. It's slightly higher than the ordinary kitchen table by just a tiny little bit, so it'll go over top. Now that's not by design, that's just the way it is. Today is a really funny day for me. I don't know why, but it's just, it really threw me that I accidentally deleted that file. I've never done that before. And maybe it's an age thing. Little things bother you. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits here today. And like I mentioned earlier, at least I think I did, that I'll maybe work at the model a little bit later. I might video it, in which case we'll have a rollback tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody, and for those of you who wished me a happy birthday, and I even got a couple of calls this morning. Yeah, thank you very much, but that's the way it goes. See you tomorrow. All being well.